Boker Tov, good morning. Today is Friday, May 24th. That's right, May 24th, Erev Shabbat Parshat Behar. I want to talk about not the Torah reading this morning, but the haftarat. The haftarat is taken from chapter 32 of Sefer Yirmiyahu, and it tells of a very strange acquisition that takes place. Yirmiyahu, in the background, Yirmiyahu has been holed up. He's actually been forced into confinement in the king's palace. The king is sick and tired of his prophecies and also his advocacy, getting out there and telling people that this is farfallen. There's no point in trying to fight the Babylonians. The king should succumb. He should submit to the Babylonians, and things will be better if you do so. The destruction is here. The breach of Jerusalem is here, and in fact, the events that take place in the Haftarah are taking place in the last months of Jerusalem. It's after the siege has begun, it seems. The 10th year of the king Tzidkiyahu, 17th year of Nebuchadnezzar, we're told in the beginning of the parak. And it's the end. That's where we are. And God appears to Yirmiyahu and gives him a prophecy. The prophecy is very strange. It says, your cousin, Hanamel, is going to come to you to sell you a piece of property in Anatot, where the family is from. And that's the connection to the Torah portion, which talks about Geulat Haaretz, that the kin can come to and have the right to undo if property has already been sold to another within an amount of time, to undo a sale, to retrieve it back to the family line, or in this case, seemingly to offer him the chance for a right of first refusal to the property. So that's what happens. He has this dream, this vision, and then the next whenever Hanamel shows up, and it does suggest that I want to buy the property, so I want to sell the property, and he buys the property, and he goes through a whole process in which the property is clearly bought with money that he weighs out for him, and makes sure that it's written on a document that is then sealed, and then he tells Baruch ben Neriah, his trusted companion, to put it into a clay vessel, l'man yamdu yamim rabim, so it should last a long time. That's what he says. This part is like seemingly he is moved to say these words without God directly telling him, because Kichoma Hashem Tzva'ot Elokei Yisrael. Because so says God of hosts, Lord of hosts, God of Israel. Od yikanu patim esadot chamim ba'aretz hazot. People will still, indeed, yet again, will purchase houses and fields and vineyards in this land. That seems to be how it ends. Now, it's not clear how we break down this Haftarah. Could be that what then follows is what kind of happened in between. So let me give you the background to it. Or, as I kind of read it, no, it actually flows exactly this way. The Hanamel shows up, and does it make sense to purchase property in Anatot? It does not. Does not make sense to buy property anywhere. What value does it have? The Babylonians are taking over. What point is that? So the more that Yirmiyahu is to be believed, that the end is here, and they will go into exile, the less the property is worth. So why is he buying property? And in fact, that seems to be what happens. And afterwards, he gives a long tefillah. I encourage you to read the Haftarah. As you will, hopefully on Shabbos anyway. I daven to Hashem. I talk about all history and the fact that Am Yisrael has transgressed the way it does, and so I don't get it. I don't get why, after all that they've done, why you really asked me to buy this property. It's as if he says, I did a very faithful thing, but I wonder it myself. So Haftarah ends with one line. But more, God appears to him. He says, "Hineni Hashem Elokei Yisrael kol basar, kol basar, hameni palei kol davar." I'm the God of all flesh. Is anything beyond my ability? And so that's where the haftarah ends. But if you read continuation of the chapter in the Navi, God goes on to tell him exactly all the reasons why this terrible stuff is coming upon Israel. And then at the end of it, God says basically that one line that indeed Israel will purchase land again, as He describes it in the very beautiful words, right, that God will gather us all from all the corners and renew a covenant with us, and excuse me, and we will once more purchase land and vineyards and homes in Israel. We will live in security, levetach, in Israel. That's a very powerful haftarah. It's powerful, firstly, because it details all the crimes of the people of Israel and recognizes when the calamity is upon them, but to always know, even in the darkest of times, God says, I will bring you back, and you will be able to dwell in the land, levetach, safely and securely. So those words should ring with us. We've been brought back to the land. Hopefully many of you who are listening to this heard our guest speaker last Shabbat, and one of his talks, Rabbi Alex Israel, and described the different approaches to Zionism, religious Zionism, and are we in the Messianic times or not? But to know that God says, I will bring you back, deservingly or not, I promise I will do so. And not only will I bring you back, but you will live in safety and security in this land. So may it be God's will. May we indeed be able to not only have merited, as we have, to be brought back to Eretz Yisrael, but to live there in peace and safety and security from all those around us. That's in my tefillah almost every day. I've shifted my tefillahs a lot to really say, Hashem, we need the fulfillment of levetach. Now is the time. Now is the time indeed. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom.